How can you overcome the roadblocks to leveling up your business? I'm Kim Adamoff, Director of Marketing at Edge Digital. We focus on contractor marketing. And today I've invited Ken Roberts, founder of Ken Roberts Consulting Group, because he has 19 years of helping home service industry increase sales and grow their business. One hot topic in business today is about leveling up. We're going to dive into that and to understand what does that mean and what can you do for your business. Ken, why don't you go ahead and tell us what leveling up is all about?
Hello, Kim. Thank you for having me. We think leveling up is pretty simple. It's just how to build a company that is both financially stable and allows for personal freedom for the owners. I don't think it's more complicated than that.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's talk about roadblocks that business owners have when they're trying to level up their business and grow.
One of the big roadblocks that we see pretty often is money, lack of money, insufficient cash flow, and hear quite a lot. Lack of cash flow, lack of money. It puts limitations on hiring, so you can't increase your staff. You can't take on more work. It prevents you from increasing your marketing and bringing in more clients. And for ownership, it just definitely adds to their frustration and their stress level every day. Maybe they spend a lot more time working than they otherwise would because they can't hire people to come in and do it for them. And it is the number one thing that we hear in why companies aren't growing as fast as they want to, or really as they expected to when they came into the industry.
Well, I often speak with business owners and they come to us because they're looking for leads. They say, I need more sales, I need more leads. And our job is to help them with advertising and SEO work to try and get their website to rank. But what do you think they're really coming to us for?
I hear that a lot from business owners as well, Kim, that they reach out to us because they're stuck. And the first thing that they say all the time is, we need more leads, we need more leads. I'm sure you hear that in your industry as well. What they're really telling me is, we need more money. We need to make more sales. We need more revenue. We need more money. And that's that high, that covers up a lot of the symptoms that, they're not really sure what else to say. What they really mean is, they don't know how much they're spending. They don't know what they're spending it on. They don't know what they should be spending it on. They don't know how to quantify the results that are coming in. So oftentimes the answer is, well, let's just go throw more money at it. I spent $10,000 on leads last month. It didn't work. So let's go spend $20,000 next month and hopefully that'll work out better. And as you can imagine, it typically doesn't work out better. But we see that quite often.
All right. So we talked about the symptoms, and what business owners tend to do is just kind of throw money at the wall, see what sticks, and hope for the best. So can you give me some scenarios of what you've seen and how you've helped business owners overcome those?
Sure. One of the scenarios that came in recently was a company that just wasn't getting enough appointments. They were getting a lot of leads, a lot of what we call raw leads, a lot of interest, but they weren't converting into appointments that were sellable. So we spent some time. We dove into their CRM and then had some conversations with their vendors, their SEO company, their pay-per-click company. And what we found was that the leads that they were generating didn't match the ideal client profile that the company was trying to go after. That the leads maybe were out of their territory, or that they were for smaller jobs that they didn't do, or repair work that they didn't do, or maybe in one instance it was for a brand that they didn't carry anymore. So a lot of the leads that came in that were being paid for there was no way to convert them into an appointment. So what we did was immediately just we better defined their ideal target market, their ideal client. We defined where they want to work. And then we worked with the SEO company, the pay-per-click company, the pay-per-lead services to make sure all of the leads that were generated fit that profile. And within a month, they saw their leads go up dramatically. So it was a big win for them without increasing their spend, which is great. We didn't have to spend more money. We just got more for the money that they were spending. Scenario number two, which is a little harder, and it's a little harder for people to, accept sometimes, is they were getting a lot of leads coming in, and still not getting appointments. And then when we did that deep dive, we found the SEO companies and the pay-per-click companies, they were doing it pretty well. That the leads that were coming in seemed to match the profile of the client that they wanted, was in their service area, and yet we weren't getting a lot of appointments. So my team and I spent some time, and fortunately that this company was set up with call recording. So we're able to go in and listen to all the phone calls that were coming into the call center over the last few months. And we listened to, upwards of 100 calls over several months. And what we found was a lack of training and on the part of the employees to convert those leads into appointments. That they, a lot of times, were not asking for appointments, or there were objections that they couldn't overcome. And it just came down to management and training, that the people weren't doing a good enough job internally to take those calls and turning them into appointments. Again, another easy fix. Just go back, work with them to get on a scripted process so that it's very easy to train lots of people, that we can help them when they kind of fall down a little bit and show them what they need to work on. And pretty quickly, it takes a little longer because you have to break some trends there. But pretty quickly, we're able to turn those leads into quality appointments, which instantly turn into sales again, which is fantastic. And then a third one, and I think you see this a lot on the SEO side. A client was working with an agency for a long time, and they had a special relationship with the agency, yet they just weren't getting enough leads. It wasn't even about getting leads and turning into appointments. They just weren't getting enough leads. And when we talked to the agency said, yeah, but look at all the impressions that we've sent you, and look at all the clicks to your website we sent you. And what we determined was, they weren't targeting the right people. They weren't narrowing the search, that they were just looking for to maximize their impressions by buying the cheapest words they can to stretch their budget as far as they can. And none of those people really converting into appointments. It's possible that there's a website issue, which we found. We worked on the website to fix some things there. We work with the agency to say, this is not how we're going to do work together, that we need to better define who we're going after. And we improve some of their calls to actions and some of their promotions. But again, it was all of us working together to try to improve, the result that was coming out. And in none of these scenarios did we have to increase the marketing budget. In all of these scenarios, we saw dramatic increases in lead flow and appointments and in sales without spending any more money, which is ultimately, what we're here to do. And then once you get more money, once we fix that problem, you build a solid foundation, then I'd love to increase that marketing budget. You take some of those profits, and now you can grow smartly, which is what we're looking to do.
I know from being an SEO pay-per-click vendor, one thing that I really appreciate with clients is that communication, having that active communication, either monthly or quarterly, finding out what they're focused on, what areas they want to focus on, and then them telling us how their sales are. Because if they're not getting sales, then clearly we have an issue and we have to fix that. I also believe in making sure we have the KPI set up ahead of time. We focus on contact forms and phone calls. We don't focus so much on impressions. And I think that as a business owner, you need to know what numbers are important to you. So going back to our topic, roadblock for leveling up your business, money is a really important aspect to being able to level up and understanding financially where you're at. And then from a marketing perspective, who are you targeting? What do you want to track? And then finding out, another aspect to that would be you might have a multiple different things that you're doing for marketing, such as pay-per-click, SEO, direct marketing with maybe postcards or a radio spot. So how can you tell attribution? How can you tell what's actually working? Making sure that that's all set up. And our next topic can be about know your numbers, and we can dive deeper into that subject another time. But
Almost definitely.
yeah, in closing, Ken, how can people learn more about you? And I know we have a download down below that they can take advantage of as well.
Yeah, definitely. We start when we talk to homeowners, or excuse me, business owners. We want to focus on a couple things. We always want to focus on how to increase their sales, decrease their cost, uh, minimize their employee turnover, and allowing them as much free time as they can have to spend with family and friends and reduce the stress. That's our goal. So if that's interesting to people, we've got they can click below for that PDF with our 9-step process we call our system the More Sales, More Freedom process. Just kind of an overview of, how to build a good foundation to start leveling up your company so you can get there, because really nobody started a business to have less time with their family or more stress, right? Nobody started a business so they could work more hours a week. This is just kind of a little bit of a roadmap on how to get you that freedom that you're looking for.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking your time to talk with me today. All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.